Right, George Rose, big win for Joseph Parker. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Look, I thought Joseph looked fantastic. We talked about leading up to the fight, how hard he trained, how good he looked, and his performance showed in the ring too. I thought he looked stronger than he's looked in previous fights. He looked very strong, and when he landed, glad I'm sitting outside of the ring watching.
And what about the spectacle of the night as well, the ring entrance? Talk us through the planning that went into all of that.
Yeah, look, we wanted to make sure that we put on a show here. We like to think that we do a decent show, we put on a decent event, and we entertain the crowd. And we wanted to make sure that if we're coming in here to Melbourne, that we let them feel that entertainment, let them see that buzz. Even though it was a slightly smaller show than what we've delivered recently with Tim at Kudos Bank Arena, here I think it was a perfect size and great chance for us to showcase how you can have a good night. You come to a No Limit show.
Now, he said there's a chance you guys could work together moving forward. Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Oh, look, I love hearing him say that. For us, I've always been a fan of Joseph Parker as a fighter. I always supported him on his journey, and then now to actually be able to promote him on a great night here in Melbourne, and to hear that he enjoyed the experience, and that he'd be open to working with us in the future, that's music to my ears. I love big heavyweights, and two, Joseph Parker's probably one of the best blokes that I've met, not only in the sport but just in general. A really good guy.
If you were to promote him, is there any sort of names or fights that you'd eye off? Obviously, he wanted Joshua, Joyce, Dillian White. Are those the sort of fights you'd look to make? Oh,
absolutely. Anyone in the heavyweight division, I'd love to put him in there with, and I think his team is supremely confident in him. He's supremely confident in himself, and so am I. I know that we could put on a great show for him, and we'd be more than willing to do it.
And what about Nikita Zoo? What a win.
What a win. What a win. Look, he saw the opening, he took it, and he entertained us all. It was a fantastic fight. For the first 20 or 30 seconds, I was a little bit nervous because Bomber was really landing that right. Like he was really getting the right out. He looked quick, and that's it. Like Nikita needs tests, and even though it finished so quick, Ben Bomber looked really good prior to that. Nikita found his opening, and he really executed the finish very well, and he celebrated well, and he's he didn't break out too much of a sweat, so it's great because we can get him in the ring again soon. He's come out of it healthy. We've got to keep fighting him, keep putting him in there so the fans can watch him and enjoy him.
And what about the undercard, the footy fight? Big knockout there, and then an upset with Ben Horn getting the win.
No, look, I feel like a lot of the fights were really entertaining. I think Bell Chambers, while he was massive, I feel like he was the underdog leaning into it. There was a lot of support for Cam Mooney, with his background in boxing training. Mate, Bell Chambers come in there and brought his heavy hands and got the knockout win. It was a great performance for him. I think there's an opportunity for him to fight, maybe some NRL boys in the future. I think that'll be a great fight. I'd love to see that. Ben Horn, he turned up with the six-pack. He was confident. He said that he'd trained well for it, and man, he's an entertaining fighter. He's a really entertaining fighter. We've seen what Joel Taylor's offered in the past, and he's got heavy hands. Him and Ben Horn, threw down, and they put on a great show for everyone to watch.
Now, I guess all eyes on June 18th on the Gold Coast now.
Oh, absolutely, and it's going to be even better. It's going to be a big show. First time in Gold Coast, so we want to show off again. We come to Melbourne, we really want to show off and get people to get behind the show and enjoy it. We're planning on doing the same in the Gold Coast. So, a bit more sun in the Gold Coast. So anybody who's got the opportunity to get a part of it, it's going to be a great week.
Thanks, George.
Thank you, Joe.